The Red Hoax is on the complete bracket for the 2021 NFL playoffs. Mitch Trubisky and the Chicago Bears. You see how Mitch Trubisky used to play for the Cardinals back in his high school? And he's in the playoffs instead. And we see DeAndre Hopkins, Houston, represented by George Floyd's birthplace. And then the actual place of the death is represented by Larry Fitzgerald. So, in other words, in the Super Bowl, the inauguration Super Bowl, nothing's going to change for black people under Joe Biden. We see a new chief in the White House. We see Joe Biden inaugurated. The Kansas City Chiefs are represented by Joe Biden. The Packers are going to lose the Super Bowl. The Packers are Donald Trump because Donald Trump is packing his bags and he's heading back to Mar-a-Lago at Palm Beach, Florida. It's not a coincidence that Tampa Bay is hosting the Super Bowl. Donald Trump is going to be packing his bags. But we have a Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. Joe Biden is represented by the fact that he is the new chief, in the fact that Donald Trump is packing his bags and heading back to Tampa. Heading back to Mar-a-Lago Beach, excuse me. This is why the Packers are going to lose the Super Bowl. Bart Starr, number 15, is represented by Patrick Mahomes. The Packers won the first two Super Bowls. Super Bowl 1 and Super Bowl 2. Super Bowl 1 and Super Bowl 55. 54 Super Bowls later, there are 54 men in the 54 roster. It's very significant that we see this rematch again in the Super Bowl. We see Bart Starr winning the first two Super Bowls to commemorate the 101st season. In the 100th season, it is Bart Starr, number 15, present day Patrick Mahomes, that is going to win back-to-back Super Bowls. So this is why it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs at 14-2 are going to win the Super Bowl this year because of the fact that it is Kansas City Chiefs that has gematria of 172. So the 15th and the 16th and the 17th wins. Caveat emptor, buyer beware. The police are going to win. The sellout Patrick Mahomes is going to win. He represents the sellout black police chiefs in these African-American politicians that sit here and cater to the corporations, and they don't do anything for meaningful criminal justice or social justice reform for the black American community. So, caveat emptor, anytime that you see a Super Bowl host have the same simple and Pythagorean gematrias, it doesn't mean the team's going to make it there. For example, Colts and Tampa both have gematria of 15, but they didn't... Colts, I should say, and Atlanta have the same simple and Pythagorean gematria. Anytime that a team has the same simple and Pythagorean gematria as the Super Bowl site, it means they're not going to make it to the Super Bowl. However, you do see that MVP has gematria 51 and 15. So this is going to be a Super Bowl of MVPs, but it doesn't mean that the Rams are going to make it. However, they are going to advance to the next round in the 101st NFL season. The Seahawks' home winning streak is going to end at 10 in the 101st NFL season. Tom Brady's first and last Super Bowls occurred against the Rams. The first and the last playoff wins for the Seahawks at home at CenturyLink Field would occur against the Rams. Their last loss to the Rams at home, their next loss at home to the Rams. 1 Redskins, 2 Panthers, 3 Cowboys, 4 Redskins, 5 Saints. 6 Saints, 7 49ers, 8 Panthers, 9 Packers, 10 Lions, 10-1 the streak is going to end. So here what we have is we have the Rams defeating the Seattle Seahawks due to that connection. Now the most significant thing to note, like someone pointed out, is that it all began for Sean McVay in the NFL as an assistant with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which leads to the next point. Tom Brady is up against the #1 defense in the National Football League. So, we have Tampa Bay at number 5 up against the LA Rams in the next round of the NFL playoffs. Why are the Bucs playing on the road? Well, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are pirates. They invade territories. This is why the Saints won the division. I want you to notice that in the Gematrinator, it's Arians and it's Capital that have Gematria of 62 and 26. Notice how Arians used to be an Arizona Cardinal. Cardinal has Gematria of 62. Another reason why Bruce Arians was with the Cardinals to begin with. It's over for Alex Smith. He'll have a 2-6 playoff record playing at the nation's capital. Alex Smith is going to lose. The comeback story is over. It's over for Washington football team. So Sean McVay, Bucs assistant. Super significant. The Rams are Tom Brady's bitch. Yes, they are Tom Brady's bitch. Tom Brady's going to be 3 for 3 against the Rams in the playoffs. Tampa Bay, we're going to put enough of this nonsense of the, they're going to get revenge against the Bucs. Oh, home Super Bowl. Oh, Tampa Bay has to lose in the divisional round. So, some reasons why the Bears made it over the Cardinals. Mitch Trubisky played high school football with a team named the Cardinals. George Floyd killed at Minneapolis. Larry Fitzgerald's sacrificial limb represented by the death site. George Floyd, birthplace of Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, Houston went down. Chicago Bears pick up the upset. Mitch Trubisky picks up the upset. Mitch Trubisky, 64 touchdowns in his career. In Gematria, the practice going letters and words into numbers once we go up here in the calculator. New Orleans Saints has Gematria of 64. Notice how Mitch Trubisky is born on August the 20th. The 20th day of the 8th month, that is 208. This is the Gematria of New Orleans Saints. Mitch Trubisky, number 10, picks up the Bears' 10th win. The Bears are on their way to Lambeau Field. Mitch Trubisky came back at Lambeau against the Packers. Now Mitch Trubisky gets another shot at the Packers in the divisional round. Aaron Rodgers made it to the Super Bowl after beating the Bears in the NFC Championship game back in 2010, 2011. Aaron Rodgers is going to make it to the Super Bowl again after defeating the Chicago Bears. So that's what's going to happen. Buffalo picks up the win in the Buffalo product. Khalil Mack gets the win. So the Bears and the Packers. What I see for the Bears and the Packers is the fact that, number one, the Chicago Bears have lost 50 games away at Lambeau Field. The Bears can lose their 51st game at Lambeau Field in the year of the Super Bowl at Tampa. So Tampa has Gematria of 51. So Kansas City Chiefs has Gematria 17-2. They're 14-2. 3 wins gives them a 17-2 record. And my point is well made. The Rams are not going to make it to Tampa. They're going to lose to Tom Brady. This means that the Rams are going to advance to the next round. Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll together as a tantrum, as a duo, are going to have a 10-8 playoff record after losing to the team playing at the new stadium from Inglewood, California. Inglewood, California's got Gematria of 108. And so that's why they pick up the win. This is why the Rams are off to Tampa. Number 6 Rams facing off against Tom Brady, the Snake, number 6 in the Chinese zodiac order. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 11-5. 2 playoff wins gives the Buccaneers a 13-5 playoff record. A 13-5 playoff record before facing off against Aaron Rodgers. In Gematria, it is Aaron Rodgers that's got Gematria of 135. So this is why we have Tampa Bay in the NFC Championship. against the Packers. And notice how that's not number 1 against number 5, or number 5 against number 1. That's the Jamachi of Tampa. That's the Jamachi of Rams. That's the Jamachi of MVP. Sean McVay, offensive assistant with John Gruden, advances. Chicago Bears, big upset. Mitch Trubisky, the Bears playing for their jobs. Now off to the AFC. The Cleveland Browns can pick up their 61st win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is very significant for a playoff game because in gematria, the practice of coding letters and words into numbers, it is Cleveland Browns that has gematria of 61. So this would be a really significant win. I want you to see something else too. The Browns are not in trouble. Kevin Stefanski has COVID-19, which means that Mike Preffer, special teams coordinator, is going to be the head coach. The interesting thing about Mike Preffer is the fact that he used to be the Kansas City Chiefs special teams coordinator from 2006 to 2008. Now, the interesting thing about 2008 was that was the last time that the Super Bowl was held at Tampa. So he used to coach the Kansas City Chiefs as a special teams coordinator. This was his first special teams coordinator job. So I believe the cards are in for Mike Preffer to get the win and for Coach Andy Reid to have his 33rd playoff game. What was it? No, it might be the Chiefs' 33rd playoff game. Hold on a second. Okay, so this would be the Chiefs' 33rd playoff game. What the fuck is happening? This would be the Chiefs' 33rd playoff game. 19-13 is 32. Their 33rd playoff game for the Chiefs would have to happen against Cleveland. Cleveland has gematria of 33. The police, the Kansas City Chiefs, the police chiefs. No progress for black people in this rigged-ass corporatocracy. It only works for the wealthy. Nothing's going to happen under this Republican Joe Biden. This is what's represented by the Kansas City police chiefs, is that these center-right Republicans, they give everything the corporations want. These center-right Republicans, these Democrats, these people like Joe Biden and Hillary are really Republicans. They have more in common with Republicans than they do with progressives. Joe Biden is a Republican. All these stupid Republican-ass motherfuckers sit here and vote for Biden against Bernie Sanders. You know what you're voting for? You're voting for NAFTA. You're voting for Iraq. So you're a stupid-ass retard Republican if you sit here and change your registration to Democrats so you can vote against the real threat to the establishment, Bernie Sanders. That's what's wrong with you people. So yeah, Lamar's getting beat up by the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to be 3-0 against Lamar Jackson. Let me go back to Kevin Stefanski and the Browns. Okay, Cleveland Browns get the win. They hit the Browns against the Chiefs. Ha ha, yeah, right. It's going to be an easy game for the Kansas City Chiefs. They're in the AFC title game. The Bills beat the Colts, but, Tennessee, revenge game. Baltimore wins. So Baltimore beating the Bills. We fought Houston quarterback Deshaun Watson beats Kyle Allen, and now Lamar Jackson beats him. So 2 black quarterbacks knock out Josh Allen. So the Buffalo Bills will not get their 15th win of the season. They're going to be 15-4. Ultimately, Lamar Jackson picks up the win. 8-2 at home for the Bills. 8-2. what was it? George Floyd was down on the ground for 8 minutes. That may be the numerological significance of 8-1 for the Bills before they head off in the next round. Okay. I should be looking at John Harbaugh's playoff record because with a victory over the Titans, John Harbaugh's playoff record is 11 wins and 7 losses. This is the same gematria as Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills has gematria of 117. Now, Lamar Jackson's 118. This doesn't mean that the Buffalo Bills are going to be in the AFC title game with a chance to make it back to Tampa because remember, the Bills faced off in Super Bowl 9. No, not Super Bowl 19. Super Bowl 25 it was. The Bills lost the Giants. John Harbaugh's playoff record is going to be 11-7, but Lamar Jackson's going to get another chance against the Chiefs. But it's Patrick Mahomes that's going to get the victory. Golden boy Patrick Mahomes is going to get the victory. Mahomes picks up the win. Chiefs and Packers for the Super Bowl. Black man goes down to the police chiefs. Lamar Jackson goes down to Kansas City. 0-3 against Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes is a perfect 3 for 3 against Lamar Jackson. Patrick has gematria of 33. The police chiefs of Kansas City, gematria 33. He defeated Cleveland the game before. Patrick Mahomes. And of course, this is a commemoration for the 100-year anniversary of the NFL, the Bart Starr number 15 angle for Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs' 99th playoff win is going to occur in the Super Bowl. Now, Andy Reid is going to win his 18th playoff game in his career right after defeating Lamar Jackson. Now, his 18th playoff win would occur at the stadium of the Bucs, because I think it is Lamar that's got gematria of 18, so win number 18 would have to happen after beating Lamar. Bruce Arians loses the 15 NFC Championship game against Carolina, and Bruce Arians now loses to the Packers. Bruce Arians 0-2 in the NFC Championship game as a coach. Carolina Panthers, gematria 73. Packers has gematria of 73. Tom Brady, the Snake, number 6, Chinese Zodiac, a 6th loss. Both comeback players of the year go down. All the oldies lose. Ryan Tannehill, Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees. These guys lose. Right, the Steelers are really the 7th team in the AFC with Ben Roethlisberger. They're really the 7th team in the playoff field. That's what's represented by Big Ben, number 7. 13-9 in his playoff career, a lot like the gematria Freemasonry. Steelers owned by Masonic Jesuits. Freemasonry's got gematria of 139 and 58. Lamar Jackson, 2 playoff victories in 5 games after losing the AFC Championship game. That is the gematria of Tampa. This is the gematria of Ravens. This is the gematria of the new chief in the office, Biden. Right, Trump losing, Trump packing his bags, Trump Green Bay losing, packing his bags, new police chief, inauguration, Super Bowl. Joe Biden is sworn in on the 20th day of January. That's 11. That's 7. That's the 18th day since Biden is inaugurated. That's when Andy Reid's going to win his 18th playoff game. And Andy Reid is an LA native. He would be the defending Super Bowl champion before the next Super Bowl at LA. Andy Reid is an LA native, and the Chiefs are the defending Super Bowl champions before Super Bowl 56 over at LA, which LA's real team, the Raiders, are going to win.